Hello and welcome to part 4 of this look at the old Wroxham to County School railway line in Norfolk. Now as I leave Corston behind me and approach this brick-built overbridge, we'll continue on our journey. Another fine structure just over this footpath now, which continues along on the old track bed. And this is looking back the way we've come. I've just come down that path off the embankment by the railway station and straight into a cutting, not a very deep one. And not long after we encounter an embankment. It's always very difficult in videos to get a feel of the height of these embankments, but this is quite a high one. The line has actually been falling since before Corston, but very shortly it will start to rise again up to Reepham. And oh my goodness, yet another metal seat and sculpture and plaque, and probably a plaque that I have no idea what it is. And now we come to an underbridge, brick built, like most of them really. This one just appears to bridge over a farm track. I notice they've left the low parapets. They haven't put guardrails up like they usually do. Looks like an arched bridge. I'll see if I can go down and have a look. Yeah, it's a segmental arch. Notice the locals have still managed to decorate it. And this looking along the path, quite a popular path, this Marriott's Way for walkers. And here we have quite a long culvert going at a skew underneath the old line. You'd never know it was there from above. I just happened to notice the water underneath. Brick built again, as most of them are. And here we have another underbridge. Again, surprised they've left the low parapets. They usually put guardrails up. This is over what I assume was an old farm track, but doesn't look as though it's used very much. But quite a structure though. So a bit further along now, and I just show this to indicate how wide the bit of railway was there for just a single line. And here's another seat and plaque, and I know what this plaque's about. It's about hand signals given to locomotive crew from the ground when shunting usually. And here we have another underbridge. This one should be number 1321, and it carries the railway over Orchard Lane, and this is underneath. And as I said, this is Orchard Lane, and we know it's number 1321 because if I move along and look at the abutment, we should see the yellow stencil of the number, although admittedly it's not very clear. So now we come across a road which actually at the time of the railway was not there. The road, or the main road at the time, actually went over the railway via that bridge, which now is not used. Or it might be used, I can't remember what it was used for. But anyway, the railway goes underneath. Again, this road wasn't there then. And we'll go down now under that bridge. Here we are underneath. You can just make out Reepham platform in the distance there. Reepham station, or Reepham station, not to be confused with the nearby Whitwell and Reepham station on the Midland and Great Northern Railway line. And here we have the station itself. Facilities included a single, or two platforms rather, I should say, and a passing loop. The station building canopy supported by metal rather than wood stanchions, and sidings, goods shed, cattle pens, and a small bay platform. Here's the roadside of the station, and this is the other end of the station. There is in fact a very nice cafe in there now, hence the tables and chairs. And now we continue westward from Reepham. In this direction we're looking, and the line now is dropping down slightly before it climbs to one of the highest points of the line before dropping again down to Foulsham. We're actually on an embankment here, although it is difficult to get a feeling of the height of it from this video. And we come to our first underbridge over Kendiston Road. And this, if we look back towards Reepham, this actually was the end of the line from Wroxham in August 1957, after the tracks were lifted in the direction we are going. But not long after, they were reinstated with the opening of the Felmingham curve. And we'll just go down here and have a look underneath on Kendiston Road, although it looks more like a lane to me. And there is the structure of this underbridge. Brick wing walls, girders supporting the track, and the brick parapets. Red brick and blue bricks, and concrete jack rafters, arches underneath. And this is bridge number 1323. And as we're on the Marriott's Way, we see another one of these seats, and with a plaque about the Eastern Union Railway, which was one of the original railways in East Anglia, that is, of course. And this company was responsible for the old line into Norwich, Victoria. And this company itself was taken over by the Eastern Counties Railways in 1854. And here we have another underbridge. This is just over a track, just for the farmer to connect between fields. And I'm getting plenty of exercise doing these videos, I can tell you that. And the next overbridge, again, this just carries a track. This is number 1324. Again, quite a big brick structure for, as I said, just a basic farm track. And again, another sculpture and metal seat, and a plaque. And like before, I've no idea what that is. And that's looking in the direction we're going. And yet another bridge, an under one this time. And this is number, what are we, 1326? Just over a track. A massive brick structure really, just to carry the line over this farm track. So this is overbridge number 1327. This carries Fourwater Road over the railway. And there's an old cast plaque just showing the end of the number. Still there. It's interesting, you don't see many of those. And there's another bridge carrying a farm track over the railway, and this just shows the straightness of this line. That's the way we're going, and that's the way we've just been. And if I zoom in, you can see just how straight this section of line is. and we're in a cutting, and then we're on a slight embankment. The line is still climbing to Felmingham, where it will then start to drop. And this is the last seat and sculpture that we shall see, because we're about to leave the Marriott's way. Another plaque there, again not sure what it is, I'm sure somebody knows. And another underbridge, like many of the structures that we've seen, 1328. Actually, I thought the last one was 1328, but obviously it's not. A massive brick structure again. And what does it do? Nothing. I don't think it's even used. And now the line starts curving round to the left, although the original line would have carried straight on. To avoid a long route via Cromer and Sheringham to get from one side of Norwich to the other, a link was built at Felmingham. This was between the Reepham line, which we've been on, and the old Midland and Great Northern line into Norwich City from Melton Constable. Consequently, the line from Reepham was reinstated for the 2.5 miles to Felmingham and this curve, which we are slowly getting near to the end. But from that curve you can just make out an overbridge on the Foulsham line, which we shall be picking up soon. So we've just come round the curve now. This is down looking south towards Norwich on the old Middle and Great Northern line from Melton Constable, and that's where it would have gone or come from, whichever way you want to look at it. And the line we've just come round from the Reepham line is here on the right. We've just come round there, and the Melton line is there going north, and we'll be carrying on to Foulsham. And there's a very nice tea rooms near this curve if you fancy a cuppa. Now after Felmingham, the Foulsham line disappears. We can't actually see any of it, and we come to this first overbridge. That's looking down the old track bed, what's left of it. This carries quite a busy road over the railway. There you can see the road there, and this is the other side looking towards Foulsham. Again, track bed can hardly be seen. This is Station Road, Foulsham, and the first evidence of the railway since the last bridge. This was a much smaller station comprising of a single platform and a passing loop, a station building and a canopy, a small siding and a signal box adjacent to the level crossing, basically where I shall be taking the next shot. This signal box, together with another one, was later abolished and replaced by a single box. And this is roughly where the level crossing was. This is the road over which it went. And we are actually the roadside of the railway station, and this is the entrance up to the station. Now go up a little bit further, there you can see the station building there, and this is the other end of it. As I said, this is the roadside, the railway side is over to the right. There's more evidence of the old railway, still an old enamel sign, that'd probably be worth a bit actually. This is now a private residence. And this is looking in the direction of Reepham. That's where the railway would have approached the level crossing, and that's the railway side of the station. That's looking towards County School. And like I said, that's where the railway would have approached over the level crossing. And that's the only shot I could get of the station building because of all the trees, etc. And as I said, it is a private house. We are nearing County School now, and just to the north of that station, the line from Wroxham joined the line from Fakenham at Broome Green. Our line is the red arrow, and where the Wroxham line joined the Fakenham line is shown by the green arrow. It wasn't actually a physical junction. The two lines actually ran parallel to one another into County School. There is also a bridge indicated by that green arrow, and we shall be looking at that shortly. But before we do, this is the embankment on the approach to that bridge from the north. There we have a little bit nearer to the bridge, just a slight embankment there. And there's the actual abutments of what's left of that road bridge, and that's looking towards County School. And I'm going up on that embankment next. Have a closer look. Now I'm on the County School side of that bridge on the abutment, looking towards Fakenham or Wroxham, whichever way you like. And here I am looking back towards County School. Obviously all overgrown now. And a little bit further towards County School, still on the embankment, which you can plainly see. And there is a crossing keeper's house with the date on the gable end. That's the track bed that we're looking at now. And this is another view of the same place and looking towards County School, still on a bit of an embankment. And now this is just to show how wide this area of the railway was, bearing in mind there were two lines. That's looking towards County School. Funny bit of ground this, quite muddy when I was there. And here we are now approaching County School. There's the platform in the distance. So we'll carry on. So we're nearly at the actual station now, but before we get there, there's this old signal box base. Obviously this is the bottom half of it. The top half would have been timber and glass, which obviously has rotted away. But we're left with this brick structure, which would have housed all the equipment. By the way, the track that you see lying around is 5-inch gauge track there's a model engineering club that has managed to get the ground here to build a layout. They were formerly at Holt, and there's an old permanent way hut there for the plate rails. And we're at the Reepham end of the station now. County School was a large station with a single platform that you see on the left there, and a station building, plus an island platform on the right, giving a total of 3 platform faces. There was also a loop and 2 sidings, one serving the island platform. This was used for terminating trains. And the line from Reepham in the south, and that's the direction we're looking in now, through here to Fakenham in the north, was opened by the Eastern Counties Railway in 1849, and from Fakenham on to Wells in 1857 by the Wells and Fakenham Railway. In 1862 all these companies were merged into the Great Eastern Railway. The station was named after a local public school whose founder, Joseph Brereton, persuaded the Great Eastern Railway to provide a station, which opened here in March 1884. After closure of the line from Wroxham, where we have come from, the station survived until closure of the Dereham to Wells service in October 1964. In 1995, the Mid-Norfolk Railway Preservation Trust was set up in order to run trains on the old line between Wymondham Abbey and Dereham. North of Dereham, some track remains, all of which is owned by the Trust, plus a mile of empty trackbed here at County School. The Trust, based at Dereham, would like to open the line through from Dereham, but many obstacles lie in its path, not least a number of road crossings. Well, that concludes my look at the old Great Eastern Railway line from Wroxham to here at County School. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you in another video. And thanks for watching.